Hello Rage Gamers and welcome back to episode 2 of BRG Kerbal Space Program. Now, just before we get into where we picked up last time, I'm going to go through a couple of things from the first video. As it was my first video, I made a few mistakes, got a few things wrong. Just wanted to clarify those off quickly. First of all, massive sorry for the sound quality, okay? Got enough headset, microphone far too close to my mouth. Lesson learned. Hopefully shouldn't be bad going forward. Right, and just straight back into some of the things I wanted to explain. So into the astronaut complex quickly. I mentioned that Jebediah and Valentina were badass Kerbans. Kerbonauts, sorry, got that wrong. It's actually called Bad S, and it's a line of code in their file, and what it means is that their animations during flight will always be happy and go lucky, which is why Jebediah has been so famous in the past, because he is just one crazy happy Kerb and you can't do anything to upset him. Apparently it only changes, their facial expressions only change when they get very, very close to imminent death. So that's that one done. If we go out of there and go into the vehicle assembly building, I have since learned how to add and subtract the amount of parts you put on something. So let's just pop down the command pod by left clicking on it, and then we'll take our little science module, we'll place it next to the rocket, or the command pod, sorry, and I press X to increase it. As you can see down in the bottom left hand corner just over here is the symmetry mode, and it says how many there are, and if you look it will show up on the actual pod itself, and you increase them by pressing X. If you hold down shift and press X, you decrease them. So there's that bit done, and an explanation for that. To put a part back once you've selected it, if you don't want to use it, you left click on there. You can left click again to take it off. You can just left click anywhere in the hangar and it will keep it there for you, and you can go back to it, pick it up and use it, or you simply go back to anywhere in the grey area, left click, and that's off of there. Now what we're going to do is just really quickly see if our other crafts don't saved from last time. Yes it did, there we go, look at that. So we load that up. I'm going to take that straight out to the launch pad quickly and just go through a couple of things that I think I needed to explain a little bit better from the last video as well. The first one was SAS. I said that SAS would control the gimbaling of the engine and the direction in which it flies, and it kind of does, but I think I need to explain it a bit better. What SAS means is it will try and keep the craft in the same holding position that it's in. So if you launch with SAS on, it will try and keep the craft straight up. If the craft starts to deviate, then it will try and correct it for you and keep it in place. However, it doesn't mean that the craft is unmovable. The craft is still very much movable. You control its direction using the W, A, S and D keys, as with most computer games, and the SAS will then try and hold it into the position that you've put it into the next time. So that's explained. Now I'm going to do a crew report quickly, because I did these last time, showed you a crew reports. So here's the crew report. As I said, repeating reports doesn't get you any science, so I just clicked the keep data button, but I didn't actually explain what any of them do. So the first one is reset the experiment. It means you just null and void it, not there, and you're ready to do it again somewhere else. Keep data means you keep the data on board in the pod, ready for collection when you return to Kerbin, and you have a button here for transmit data. If you have an aerial and electricity supply on your craft, you can transmit the data from all over the solar system. Our entire solar system, you can transmit data back. The further away you are, the less science you get. You can get strong aerials, much stronger aerials and radar antennas to transmit the data back. And also, depending on what Kerbin you have on board, depends on how good your science data actually is. Jebediah Kerman is a pilot. He is not exactly great at sending back science data. He does alright, but not brilliant. If you've got a scientist on board, you'll be able to keep more scientific data and transmit better amounts as well back to the planet. Now that that's done, the other thing I wanted to show you was the altimeter and stuff. Yes, okay, so up here, something I didn't explain. This is your current altitude from the planet. I'm pretty sure this is a G meter. Can't really see it very well. Not 100% sure. Never used it for anything. And here, I don't know if you can see that very well, this is your atmospheric meter. What that means is the different parts of the atmosphere of the current planet or body that you're on, and your position in it. This little white thing here, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll just launch this quickly anyway. It's all set up for staging. This little white thing here will slowly start to move as we get closer and closer, or higher and higher, sorry, through the atmosphere. Different thicknesses, your craft will react better. You'll be able to do different things. As you go higher up, it will be easier to gain speed and such like. So yeah, that's just a really quick run through of the bits I missed from the last video. Yeah, just a tiny quick one. I'm not going to bother with anything else. We're going to cut that video here. Normally I would have probably attached it to the first video as a caveat, but it's the first time I've ever done this and I've got no idea how to do it. Using Movie Maker as the software. Not really tried to cut my teeth on it at all, so I'm going to leave this video where it is, put it up as episode 2. Like I said, raw channel, I like the mistakes, I'm going to keep them all in, and we'll go from there. Sorry it's not a very entertaining video, but it does cover off a few mistakes, and again, any more questions or anything, please let me know. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.